Okay. So I'm recording now. This is making a cereal box and texturing it. All right. So I have my cube right here. I made it cereal box dimensions 8 by 30 by 20. I could add some divisions in here, but I'm not going to. Um, yeah, so let's break this down. So in order to go into to manipulate my UVs, I'm going to go to over here to this area in this upper right hand corner, and I'm going to go to UV editing. Should be see a split like this. Sometimes this might be over here, but yeah. Um, oh, and also for whatever reason your window doesn't come up, you can go to UV and you can go to UV editor. It's already here, but an extra window will pop up with this. Okay, so I'm gonna start this over scratch. So let's say this is a cereal box. It just came into Maya, and just came in with no UVs. So ignore this right here. Let's just pretend this is fresh out. You know, I'm gonna do it again. 8, 30, 20. So do this. Box, 8, 30, 20. Now, by default, when a box comes into Maya, it comes with these UVs already made. Because what it's looking at is it's looking at this little box right here. So it's not taking into account that it's stretched. You have to take that into account. So with this, it comes in with these UVs, automatic. And if you look at the white edge is meaning that this is what was cut. These green ones weren't cut here. So how, it's just depending on how it's split. So I'm going to go to face mode. I can highlight my whole object or double click and get the whole thing. And then I'll go to UV automatic. What UV automatic did is it automatically split these planes up. This camera's getting that one. This is getting that one. This is getting that one. So they're all getting sampled and then placed over here. Okay. Now it's orientation, right? So we want to make sure that these are all facing the way we like for them to face. So I will go and get this, click on this right here, which is my UV texture. So it's allowing you to see the checker map. And this button right here allows you to see it inside of your UV view. Now, if it's too bright, once again, we can go to image and dim. If we click on dim, you see the full brightness, which is washing out the edges a little bit too much. So I'll go click on dim again to make it nice and diffuse and easy on the eyes, or at least on my eyes. As before, we can see the 100s right here. So this is facing the right way. What about this one right here? There's a 1. Okay, this is facing the right way. And what I mean by facing the right way is if I press E, oh, and here's the other thing. These shells move on their own with, they don't move on their own. They move just like the buttons do in the viewport. So I can press W here and I can move like this. And of course, because it's 2D, we can move from the middle. Over here, no. Here, yes. So, moving this around, hey, I'm seeing what it's doing. So you know what, just because I'm just gonna say, hey, these are my 2 front faces. Now what is this? This is the top. And this is probably the bottom. So if I want to, I can just take both of these and I can hit E for rotate. You don't have to do this. They're fine the way they are. But I'm just doing this just because I want to. And I'm holding down J to get incremental rotations. And I'll just, place right here. So I'll place this here, place this here. And then we have our 2 sides. And then we have our front and our back. Cool. So let me take this into Photoshop. Well, actually, before I do this, I want to do one more just to show you this. So this is our first cube. I'm going to do Control D, and I'm going to do another cube, right? So this is going to be my zone. I'm going to call this one my zone box. So I'll press H to hide, and this one will be the one I'm going to do. Now this is what I'm gonna do. Since this is duplicated other box, we're just gonna do something a little bit different with this one. Let's say I wanted to keep this consistent. So let me put this face right here. And let's say this top, right? So let's say I wanted to like these two to stick together. See, that's off, that's not right. It would actually be like this. Hold down J. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. It's this one over here. So I was right. Yeah, okay. So you see how they line up like that? But in this view, they're not together. So one thing we can do is you don't have to move that one. All you got to do is do this. Go to edge, click on the edge, and go shift, right click, move and sew edges. So now this is attached to this. So now this right here, if I double click on it, if you want the whole UV shell, you just double click on it. And then I can move this all as one. So it's one. So that means if we have a picture or something, it's going to flow seamlessly along here. So if I wanted this one to the side to go onto the front, shift right click, move and sew edges. I can do the same thing over here. But because we already did that function, it's just the same as modeling. All we gotta do is press G and it does it for us. And I'll go down here and I'll press G. All right. So now we have this texture right here and it's all together and it's seamless. And so depending on which way you want to do it, that could be helpful. But yeah, that's the way to do it. So instead of messing with that one, I'm gonna press H, H to hide, H again unhides. So I'll bring back my box that I made here. I just need to show you that technique. Now, what we need to do is we need to put this into Photoshop so we can bring it back into Maya to add our texture. So to do that, I'm gonna click off of this, just do it. I'm gonna click on my object that I want to send its UVs to Photoshop. And just because I'm just gonna vertex. So the main thing, oh yeah, and then one very important thing is you want to check if this is going into other UVs by using this button right here. So both of these lit will show you this. Now the reason why is this. You see this little point right here? If I was to take this point, or I'll take this whole shell. So it looks, you see what it looks like. It didn't look that much different. I didn't move it that much, but that little bit over there highlights this shell, which is bad. Everything needs to be in this one. And so you check it by going to this. And if something's outside, you just push it back in. So if this thing's over here, bad, no good. Oh, good, bad, good. All right. So now let's send these UVs to Photoshop. I'll select my object. I will go to this camera right here, click on it, and a window comes up that says UV snapshot options. I'll keep it on a Targa. This right here where it says browse is where you want it to go. So this is in my class project, I don't know, folder that I made somehow, maybe a long time ago. So I'll do serial box 2020 UV. All right, 2048 is what it should be on. I think these move at the same time. Yeah, so 2048, and I'm gonna do apply and close. Nice. Now I go to my desktop, 3D class projects and images. All right, so I have my serial box UV. Let me see. I don't know if you all can see this. Let me do this. Share screen. So right here I have my serial box UV. This is I think you can do this in Mac. So what I'm going to do is right click, and I'm going to open with, Photoshop. Now let me stop the share. Now, if you look, these UVs are now in Photoshop. So that 2D image is now in here. So to bring in an image, I'm just going to open up a folder. And I'm just going to choose any old image. I'll take this. So I just took this image and I dragged it in, all right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it over one of these. So I'm going to hold down Shift and scale this so it keeps it uniform. Cool, right? So that picture's there. I'm going to do another one. Where's a picture? Fun fact, this old picture, I painted that, you know, back in my graffiti days. Right outside the school. So I'm holding this. Shift. And you know what? For this one, just to fill this whole thing out, I will do this. And now I'm gonna put one more picture in one of these. All right. So these are random, really random pictures. Helicopter here. All right. So now that we have this, we see the picture. I mean, if we see the images over our tiles. So now I'm just gonna go to File, Save As. I'm gonna put it back in that folder. So desktop, class projects, images. So before it said well, you know what? I'll just save it right now as a JPEG, and I'll just make it UV, serial box UV, and I'll put underscore, and I'll say test, right? I'll just put test on mine. You want it to be always at 12. It might come in at 8 or something. I don't know. We're going to put it on 12. Okay, cool. So we've done that, and we're in Photoshop. Now, I'm going to go back. Now I'm back into Maya now, right? So I'm going to go over here to Maya Classic. Right? You're going to click on this cube. Now to add that texture, we're going to right click, go to assign new material. We're going to go over here where it says Arnold. So you're going to click on the one that says Arnold, and you're going to go to AI standard surface. Now you're going to go to color, click on the swatch. This might be something with my computer here. Let me try this. It has a problem with the external windows. Rendering, hypershade. Let me see if I can find a desktop setup to do this. Because what I'm looking for is something called the hypershade, or to right click and add the material. But it's, for whatever reason on this computer, the window doesn't come up.
What did you say before? If we don't have Photoshop?
No, I was gonna say if you could see if you could do what I just did, like export that out and then put the like how I went in Photoshop and put those pictures over there in whatever program you have, the alternate Photoshop. Can you do that?
Oh, I don't have any like program like that. I guess I would have to find one.
Oh, um, hmm. I don't know what to say. I mean, I put it in the syllabus, so I don't know. And I said it in the beginning of class. I'm pretty sure I said something about Photoshop. Um, If you don't have it, also, well, you could do this. Mine is just off YouTube. I just went to Photoshop free, and I got Photoshop CC17. So you could try that if you want. Um,
Yeah, it's just that with Photoshop, it's weird because once you do the monthly thing, like you have to keep paying, and then they make you pay to cancel it. So it's just weird.
yeah, yeah, I've never dealt with that. I've literally always gone on YouTube and Googled Photoshop free, and I've gotten it. I wouldn't try to get the latest one. Like I said, mine is 17. So you can try that. I don't know if you want to try that. Oh, okay. Whoo. All right. So what I was trying to do is this. What you do is you click on this. Well, I guess I can't do it here. Hmm. Uh, 2D. Because you're supposed to be able to click right here, but then this is file. Uh, this is not doing what I think it was gonna do. So do I take this out, out color, and this? Yeah, that'll be the way you have to do it, I guess. So you have to go here, all files. No, that's not it. Um, so I gotta go back to Photoshop, see where I saved that. Save as cleave, press project images. All right, so I looks like I put it in this file, 3D. Oh, it's not source images, it was images. Okay. UV test. All right. So this right here, I didn't even think I'd have to go into this, like this window. This is what you call the hypershade. So I guess I'll try to make this again in this window. So you click on this little Pokemon ball thing, um, and I guess I should try to clear this out. I've never had to really go into this so early. It's only because that other thing isn't working, or my other window isn't popping up. So if I want to make a new material, I click on Arnold, shader, and AI standard surface. So this is here now. Um, Now, if I want to add my picture, I have to go over here to utility. Wait, is it utility? No, it's 2D textures. Click on file. And now this right here is, this tells you where your texture is, and this is like the file for your texture. So if I go right here and I click on this folder, now I'll go to my Serial Box UV test. Does this look familiar? We just made this in Photoshop. I'll click on open. And now this is the color, right? Base color, and this is out color. So this is the file that we're looking at. Inputs come over here, outputs come over here. Out, the color goes out of the file and into the shader. All right. So now we can see the change. Now what you do is you take this. Let me get in my other window, Maya Classic. Did my, oh, that thing goes away. Wow, that's freaky. Okay, so go back into my rendering expert again. Hmm. So I guess I'll have to do it like this. I'll have to select the object here, right click. It's not even in the viewport. Uh, all right, I'm gonna try to keep this window up and see what happens if I switch this. Yeah, it disappears. What I'm trying to do is get this on there. Huh. I don't know how to do it. Maybe you can drag it. No. I'll select my cube, right click, and hold assign material to viewport selection. That might work, maybe.
You can try saving the other file and then like importing it into new one.
No, because really what it is how it gets on there is like this. It's either you right click. Oh, okay. This might be the only way we can do it. Now that I think about it, I just thought about something. So I'll go to this. Um I'll go back into my rendering expert. Okay, so I'll go to this texture and then I'll go here and I'll say serial box test. All right. So I put serial box test there. Now I'm gonna go back to Maya Classic. Now I'm gonna right click on the object, assign existing material serial box test. Okay. So now it's on here, but you can't see it. So to see it, you have to, I'll usually do this. So this right here is wireframe, which is number 4. This is solid, which is 5. This is something, I don't know exactly what, but I always go through all these. Maybe it's this one. Okay. So this one right here, this last one, it might even be 6. Actually, let me see. 4, 5, 6. All right. Yeah, it's number 6. Okay. So now we have this on our box, and you see the top is like that, and this is like that. So everything has come out the way expected. I mean, except for like that flow with the whole thing, but everything else is fine. So I'm gonna do it again really quickly right now. Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that. Just let me do assign new material. I mean, assign.
Screen is frozen.
My screen's frozen.
Yeah.
Wow, now my material thing came up now. The one I was talking about, now it's up. I don't know. Maybe it's this computer, but something about the display isn't always working. Assign new material.
I'm only seeing the screen that says like Hypershade, and then you're. Oh.
All right, let me do this. Can you see my main screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what was happening. Because another window just popped up out of Maya that I was trying to open before. So let's just just do this again. So the default material that goes into Maya is called Lambert 1. So this is the default. So quickly UV this thing one more time. UV editing. I click on my objects. I go to UV. I go to automatic. It splits it up. I like what I see. It's splitting it up there. You got the top and everything. So now that you have everything, we're going to right click, put it in object mode, select the object that we want. It's inside of the UV grid. We could even like move around a couple if we really want to. I don't know, give ourselves some more space or something. All right. So, yeah, now that this is here, let's send it to Photoshop. Object mode, select your object, click on the camera. In the UV snapshot options, let's save this as UV02. I just gave it another name. Targa is fine. and we're gonna keep it on the size of 2048. Apply and close, right? Now, stop share, share screen. Now I'm in my folder. Here's my second test. I right click, open with, Photoshop, okay? Now I'm in Photoshop, stop share. Photoshop now with my new UVs. Remember I just moved these two and I moved those. So let's bring in some pictures. You know what I can do? I'll even bring in a cereal box one just to do it. Where are my cereal boxes now? Oh, hold on, I want to get a good one. Tools. Images, tools. Okay. Large. I got myself a cereal box image now. There's Krispies. So now my cereal box image in, I just dragged it in. It's Rice Krispies. For you Photoshop people, somebody told me a better way to do this, but I'm gonna do it this way. It was, oh yeah, place the file. So if I wanna take this, I wanna take this face right here, and I want to, what is it? No, it's this. This was the one. Cancel. I hate Photoshop. You know, once my other class, there's a way to do this in 3D, but you have to learn it in Photoshop first to understand it. That's not what I wanted. It's this. So I think we have to select this image, and then there's right click and it's, let me try, is this it? I think that was it. Yeah, perfect. All right, so this right here, we have this one, and I'll put it right here. And if I do Control T, I can stretch this out, place it right here, tap, tap. Now let me go back to this image, and I'll just do this with everything. So all I'm doing is I'm selecting the part that I want, right click, layer via copy, and it's putting it over there. Let me see if I can do it twice in a row. Right click. Cannot make a new layer. Oh, so I have to click on this, right click, layer via copy. Cool. All right, so I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna select all these things. I have to select my main image, go to my, what's this tool called? Rectangular marquee tool, right click, layer via copy. So what it's doing is it's making a layer with a copy and it's cutting out this. Right click, oh wait, I have to select the image, right click, layer via copy. Perfect. Now I hide this, I go here and I just take every one of these and put them where they needs to be. So these are the top and the bottom. This is this one, the fronts. This here, oh, that's the back, I guess. So I'll go here and I'll get that front one. I'm on this layer, so I'll just get my tool, cut it right here, right click, layer via copy. Perfect. Now I select this tool right here and I just place these where it needs to go, like a coloring book, but we're making our own coloring book. Control T to transform it. I'll stretch it over. In an ideal world, we wouldn't stretch, but example. Now this right here, we need to rotate this. So I'll do Control T, then I'll hold down Shift. While this turns into an arrow, you see how it's like a little curved arrow? So I'm holding down Shift and I'm moving it. So it's kind of like incremental rotations in Maya, but in Photoshop. Tap, tap, double click it to confirm the maneuver. That sounded fancy. All right, there's snapping on that. Perfect. Oh wait, that means it's not perfect yet. So this is cool. I'm gonna go to File, Save As, Serial Box 02. Okay. So I just typed in Crispies. I'm gonna save it as a JPEG. You can save it as a Targa, a TIFF, doesn't matter. But I'm gonna do mine as a JPEG, and I'm gonna do Save. Quality always the maximum. Slide the slider always to the right. Now I'm back in Maya. So now to get this on here, I'm going to go over here to Rendering Expert. I'll click on the little Pokemon ball right here to get the Hypershade to come up. I'm gonna clear this. How to clear this? You click on this button right here. It looks like little stars. So I'm gonna click on Arnold, Shader, AI Standard Surface. So I'm just clicking one time, it gets it there. Now I'm going to 2D Textures, clicking on the file. So that's come in now. I'm gonna click on the file and go to, oh, this one, the Crispies, right? Open, out color to the base color. And this right here has a name, AI Standard Surface 2. We can change it here, change it here. I'll just change it here. I'll name it to new box, 2 X's, right? So now this is called new box, right? I'm gonna close this. I'm going to now go to Maya Classic. We have our object here. I'm going to right click, assign existing material, new box, and it's there. So if I press 4, it's wireframe. 5, it's solid. I don't know why you, oh yeah. 5, it's solid. So these are no textures on it. But then when I hit that number 6, which means textured, this happens. So I guess if you forget anything, just go 4, 5, 6. And there we go. Oh, let me